Hey, good morning. I'm showing 0700. We'll get started today's operational briefing for July 31st, 2021 for the Dixie incident. My name is Chris Kerr, the Plant Section Chief for IMT1. Can you please do me a favor? Silence your cell phones, turn down your radios, keep all side conversations outside of the briefing area so everybody gets a good briefing. We'll get started with the incident update.
Good morning, Tony Brownell, CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 1, Night Operations. Good progress yesterday. This is a point where it kind of gets a little mundane, but everybody's staying engaged and getting work done, and we really appreciate it. Starting Branch 1, Alpha Bravo, and good patrol mop-up on Highway 70. Got a good presence going in there. Starting to pull hose on this bottom side in Charlie. We'll have to lift some of that stuff out. Working into Branch 5. Charlie's pretty good. Echo did a lot of good work in that Coon Valley yesterday. Got the fire down into Coon Valley, starting to do some good mop-up. Working into Branch 7 with Foxtrot and Gulf. Still controlling the line back behind Butte Meadows, getting some good mop-up in. Working into Branch 9, Ida and Juliet, starting to push in about 300 or 400 feet in there to continue to mop that up. Securing it looks good. Working into Branch 10, Lima is looking good. This pocket's starting to close in a little bit. It's doing its own thing. Still working around that yesterday, getting it tied in, cutting all those fingers out. Our biggest issue is tying this bottom section here, butts here, and that's our last little hiccup in there. We got a good plan to get that cut out. You guys have a good, safe shift.
Thank you. Moving on to the incident objectives, starting with the management objectives. Utilize the risk management process to identify and mitigate hazards to protect firefighters and the public. Emphasize strategies and tactics that have the highest probability of success and the least exposure to firefighters and the public. Develop strategies to protect life, property, communities, businesses, and infrastructure. Employ tactics that fulfill these strategies while being mindful of the necessity for contingency and emergency plans. Ensure strategies account for incident priorities, applying resources to those with the highest probabilities of success. Follow COVID-19, CDC, and establish local, state, and federal guidance to limit the virus spread within the incident, the surrounding communities in the fire area. Provide timely and continuous incident information to affected agency partners, cooperators, California Team 2, as well as the public. And maintain fiscal accountability, keeping cost commensurate with values at risk. Control objectives. Keep the fire north of the fire perimeter and Highway 162 and junction of Highway 70. Keep the fire south of Highway 36 and 89. Keep the fire east of Highway 32. And keep the fire west of Genesee Road and Grizzly Ridge to Highway 70. Fire weather.
Good morning, Julia Rutherford with Fire Weather. So today we're looking at kind of a return to our more normal breezy southwest wind flow in the afternoon. So we'll see those increasing up the canyons, especially down in Branch 1 and 5. Line drainages and up on the ridges, 10 to 15, gusts 20 to 25 in the afternoon. Similar speeds on the Branch 7 and 9 ridges, and then as you get over to Branch 10, or Division Juliet, and then into Branch 10, there'll be a northwest component to that in the afternoon, just controlled by the terrain. So nothing overly enhanced, just looking windier, looking breezier than it has been the past couple of days. Other difference for today also is that there's a lot less smoke hanging in over the area, so likely to see an earlier inversion lift time. So the shallow valleys mid to late morning, and then the deeper valleys down in the I-70 Feather River drainage, they're more like 1300 for that to lift out, but a few hours earlier than normal. We continue to have warm, dry, unstable atmosphere. There'll be a few clouds going through, so that's going to control exactly how hot we get. But in the afternoon, if we get clear skies, it's going to be a pretty warm day, a lot warmer than it was yesterday. Relative humidities with those clear skies have the potential to drop into the mid-teens, and then we will have with the instability potential to develop the pyrocumulus over the columns from about 1400 onward. Thunder threat continues. It's going to be fairly isolated for this area. I think most likely it'll all stay east and north of the fire area, but there will be the potential as we get later into the afternoon and evening for those outflow winds to move through. As those hit the terrain, we could see potentially thunderstorms popping up. I think it's a fairly low risk of that today, but it is something we may see developing. So just be aware of that. I'll be watching radar and doing any updates if we get anything near the fire thunderstorm-wise. During the overnight hours, we'll be seeing the normal northeast drainage winds developing, and humidity recoveries up on the ridge between about 30 and 35%. Have a good shift.
Fire behavior.
Good morning, John Cook, Fire Behavior. So you heard we're going to return to a little bit more normal fire weather conditions we had earlier in the week. The clearing, the smoke getting out of here brings the sun back. You already got nice sun this morning, which you haven't had the last couple of days. Yesterday, that smoke on the line keeps everything kind of quiet, keeps the lid on it while y'all are doing all that good work. If you're following along in my forecast in there, you'll see that the moisture conditions are not quite as dry. Things have kind of ticked a little differently, so it looks like things are improving, but it's temporary, and that's really just for today. If we look at the pattern this fire's done, we had moisture last Monday. It kind of was quiet for a day, and then activity picked up again going into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We had a little bit of smoke and moisture that came through yesterday, so today's a little bit of a reset day, but it's going to change a little bit quicker with this more sun and the clouds and the smoke getting out here pretty quick. You got about 2 days. If you look on the longer term forecast, we're going to pick some winds up going into the week, Monday, Tuesday. So, take advantage of today because you are expecting the conditions to elevate going the next couple of days. And, fire order number 1 is it's changing today. Keep informed of the weather all day long. Have a good shift.
Okay, real quick before we get into the operational work assignments. Please check the demob list this morning for our CWNs, private dozers, private water tenders. Please make sure you're completing the process as you're going through demob, because if you don't complete the process and turn in your 221, we can't release you in IROC, and you won't get put back on the list in HIMSS. And then please show up at your assigned time, check the list, they're posted around camp, and let's get through this process. Operational briefing, or work assignments.
Good morning, Merrick Fields, Operations for CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 1. We're getting really close on this thing, but we're going to get wind tested Monday, Tuesday, so we've got this weekend to get in here and get everything buttoned up before that happens. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, we're still in that mop-up and patrol status. We need to be getting in there around all those structures on the Highway 70 corridor, making sure everything's good and secure around them. Coming up into Division Echo, where we fired day before yesterday, that's going to get wind tested this coming weekend, so we need to be getting in there and doing really good mop-up. We're shooting for 100 to 150 feet today. We've got one little piece up here in the corner in that Lots Lake area where it hasn't moved in a couple of days, so we'll go in there, get a little bit of direct line on that, and get that piece tied in. Coming up into the Ida Golf area, or Ida Juliet area, continue mop up in there. We're shooting for 200 feet by the end of today's shift, and then moving on around into Lima and Mike. We're going direct on everything in there, and we need to get 100% mop up over and everything in Division Mike. We've done a lot of good work out there, but today we need to start looking at some of those interior hose lays that we put in, making sure that all of our equipment and any trash that we have out there is backhauled and back into base camp. So have a safe shift. Thank you.
A branch and division roll call.
Good morning, BJ Corey, Resource Unit Leader with Team 1. This will be the branch and division roll call for the West Zone. So branches and divisions, both here and at Westwood, when you hear your name, please stand, face the back so everybody can see and hear you. And starting with branch 1, they will report direct to operations. Division Alpha is Silvera. Here. Butte Fire Suppression Repair, Derby. Here. And McDaniel. Here. Staging, Riley. Here. Branch 5, Costa. Here. Bravo Charlie is a change to Crabtree. Here. Division Echo, Pindell. Here. And Singleton Trainee. Here. Branch 7, Purvis. Here. Foxtrot, Edson. Golf, White. Here. West Contingency, Wright. Here. Branch 9, Valles. India, Julia Jones. Lassen Fire Suppression Repair, Denman. Westwood Staging, Rodriguez. Branch 10, Stornetta. Division Lima, Aragon. Division Mike, Hale, and Sims Trainee. Lake Almanor Group, Ortega. Highway 89 Group, Swope. Thank you, everybody, and have a safe shift.
Air operations.
Good morning. Matt Hill, Air Operations, CAL FIRE Team 1. For this morning, your lineup, fixed wing will order as needed. Rotor wing, we have 12 Type 1 water droppers, 6 Type 2s, and 6 Type 3s. We have guard 822 for our night ALS hoist and 0 Delta Foxtrot for day hoist. Let's make it a safe shift. Thanks.
Communications.
Good morning, Matt Brooks, Communications Unit Leader Trainee. We do not have a new clone today. If you're not sure if you have the correct clone, please come see Communications. Don't use any unassigned channels on the incident, please. If you have any questions, please come see us at Communications after.
Medical.
Good morning, Mike Brown from the medical unit. Please turn to page 32 in your IAP. If you have any in-camp emergencies, we have CalMet here, and then up at Westwood we have CalMet and MERT. We have 3 ambulances out on the line today, 2 REMS teams located in Mike and Foxtrot, and we have line medics throughout the divisions to support the guys working on the ground. Please look at box 6. On the left-hand side, it's the procedures we need for a line emergency, and then on the right side is the communications plan that we need back to us. If you have any questions, come see us in the medical unit. Drive safe and have a great shift.
Safety.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Brad Niven, Safety Officer with Team 1. So driving, we've been talking about it a lot, but today we've got a big change coming with Highway 32 coming open. Civilians are going to be out. They're going to be driving on it. They're going to want to go see what they can see. Please, drive defensively, drive with your headlights on, drive with your seatbelts on. Let's go out there and let's represent our agencies as best as we can with that. COVID, still out there, still real. We're still dealing with it. If you're symptomatic, please get tested. You can go into CalMat and get checked out. Thank you.
Information.
Darren Hall, Public Information Officer, Trainee. And this morning I have the current incident status. So please turn to page 41 in your IAP. The acreage is at 240,795. Containment is at 24%, with 5,864 firefighters assigned to the incident. Please note that these are impressive numbers, but pictures tell stories. So follow our policy for CAL FIRE social media policy and our federal fire social media policy for post. And one note for change, we're transitioning the community forum meeting at 7 o'clock in the evening to every other day, starting August 1st, 3rd, and 5th. Thank you.
Agency Administrator.
Hi, good morning. Dustin Mueller, Deputy Fire Chief, representing the Agency Administrator, Deb Bumpus, on the last. And so we just wanted to tell you guys thank you. Once again, it's been a couple, our first times down here. Looking from this end, the black on the map is attributed to you guys, and we really want to show our appreciation to not only the forest, but the communities surrounding the forest. So thank you again.
Final comments from the incident commander.
Good morning, George Huang, Deputy Incident Commander, IMT 1, along with Unified Incident Command with the Forest Service and Team 2. As I stated on yesterday's operational briefing, that this operational briefing, as we start going on to day 19 of this fire, becomes white noise. So as I look around the crowd, I look around everyone listening in, it's important that we get the message to you, and it's important that you get the message to the firefighters on the ground. So as we start going on to each day in and day out, pay attention to the IAP, pay attention to everything that we're saying. The community is becoming anxious. Everything from Facebook Live, every time we're having community meetings, know that people want to be back in their communities. And that goes into my next point. Driving. I cannot emphasize enough that we're having issues out there. It doesn't matter our agency, other agencies, privates, pay attention to your driving, because if the additional accidents or near misses come on, we will remove you from the incident. So I want to stress that enough is that we will be paying attention to your driving out there because your safety is important as the communities and to all of our team members. Have a great day.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, once again, if you're unassigned or not on the demob list, check in with unassigned resources back where you picked up your IAPs. Breakout locations to my left, your right, starting with Division Alpha, Butte Fire Suppression Repair. Up against the back wall, inside staging. Across the wall, Bravo Charlie, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, and West Contingency. Have a safe shift, turn on your phones and your radios.